All right, hello, back again today. Wanted to give you some advice on how to properly buy a Forex robot. I'm going to show you some things that you should be on the lookout for that will definitely save you some money and effort. One thing you may want to do is to go to FX Trading Reviews, as you see up here, .com. So just put a little .com at the end, and there'll be a pop-up there where you can actually sign up for this Forex robot buying guide, which gives you basically rankings of almost 300 different robots that are out there, both live and demo results, and you'll find out that probably 90% plus you do not want to even waste your time evaluating, and you can focus in on the top 5 or 10% of the Forex robots that have been reviewed at the FX Trading Reviews. So fxtradingreviews.com. Now, a few things to look out for. You definitely want to look out for wild claims in the headlines. I mean, anytime you see $747,000 in a month and 0 losses, it sounds wonderful. I know it's very appealing to want to buy something like that, but you're pretty much guaranteed to be staring down losers. It's just not possible in trading Forex, and you can pretty quickly understand when you start to see talking about one button simplicity and turning, $100 to $1 million. An easy $500, $900, even $4,000 a day. There is no easy $4,000 a day in trading and in Forex trading. So don't get taken in by that, despite how compelling the copy might be. Even if they're telling you to look out for all these people, it's still the same basic tactic that is being used. These days, a very popular thing to do is to show statements, but realize, one, if you're looking at back-tested statements, they're not reliable at all to be used. Very difficult to replicate those results in a real account. You probably won't. Number 2, I've been seeing a lot of this where they say live account, but there's really no linking out to the live account. And you get these different snapshots that a lot of people will think, hey, that looks like MetaTrader to me. And it does. And you'll scroll through and it looks amazing, all these gains. But first of all, nobody makes round numbers like this in Forex on every single trade with no pennies, no conversion. It's just not possible. It's not going to happen. Number 2, one red flag you should look for anyway, even if you are going to believe the results, is when you see losses that in this case are 30 times the size of the gains. So ultimately those strategies will always fail. They may do great for a while, they may do great for days, weeks, even months, but eventually they're going to be wiped out. So I look at things like this and it's just, to me, not believable, and it should not be believable for you either. Now, one thing I do like to see is when the Forex robot will link out to a third-party site such as MyFXBook, and they'll go ahead and they'll show you that they're running their robot and how they're doing. Always make sure that there's a live account going. If it's a demo account, again, it's really just not believable. You can't really replicate demo results in live accounts. So I like to look for a live account. This is something I do like to see. Also, when you get this trade record verified, trading privileges verified, those are very positive things. Another thing you need to look for is make sure that what you're looking at and the results are still being traded live. I see a lot of these that seem to stop all of a sudden months before, and then they're selling it in current time. And that tells me that something really broke down in the robot, and they're just showing you the best period of time, and that's it. So like this robot is still running for me when I'm recording this in real time, so that at least is favorable, that I can at least have a lot more belief on the results. Another thing to look for is the drawdown. You see the drawdown here, 6.44%. What you do not want to have are drawdowns that are 40, 50, 60, 70%, even if the gains up here are 200, 300, 400%. You want a very positive ratio of the overall gain versus the drawdown. Even more important, look at the monthly gain to drawdown. You want that as close to 1-to-1 or better that you can, okay? So what I sometimes see is some drawdowns are like negative 30%, and yeah, the monthly gain's 15%. Well, 15% a month sounds great, but not if you're drawing down twice that in a given month. It's just too risky. So that's why I wanted to show you, just to kind of give the example. Just be a little careful. Like, this seems fine on this strategy. It doesn't say live, it's a demo. So I have a lot of problems with that because I don't think you can replicate demo results in a live account. This is good that it's been verified, but what I had a problem with on this one is when I'm recording this in January 2012, it just stops in November. So it's a decent stretch of time. The results look interesting. But when I see demo and I see results that are just all of a sudden done, it makes me wonder what came after this. So again, strategy may be very good, very viable. I like that it links to a third-party site, but you know right away that there are some concerns when it's all of a sudden not trading any longer. The other thing to look for is this. I noticed, here was a loser where it lost $1,033 on a trade, but the gains are literally 10% of that. On occasion, you'll get a bigger one, but those are red flags to me when evaluating a robot as well. So here's another one that I received this week, and anytime I see powerful NASA, state-of-the-art technology, all this kind of stuff, you just know it's going to be a lot of marketing hype. And once again, they're using the exact same little snippets I find very interesting than the other site that we looked at. And this is a completely different strategy. And for some reason, these results are identical. It's the same loss. All right, so without incriminating these people, this is a completely different system, allegedly, yet it has the exact same live proof. All they did was copy an HTML from somebody or somebody else and brought it in here. Okay, so unfortunately, you got to be very, very, you got to be like a snooping detective, and you have to be extremely pessimistic. Any system typically that sounds so good or too good to be true probably is. I will tell you there are definitely very good trading systems out there, even some robots that can work, but none of them will live up to what you're going to see on the website. And number two, the last thing you want to do is start with one that isn't even proving itself in real time and is trying to use very misleading advertising practices to get you to buy. Those are the ones you want to throw away, of course, right away. So that's really what we try to do for you at FX Trading Reviews. We try to review the new robots that come out. We try to call these things out when we see them in their advertising. We test them with live money. We do live in the market. We also do demo, of course, but we do a little bit of both. I mean, if something doesn't prove itself in demo when we're trading it, it's certainly not going to prove itself live. And if we think it's worthy enough, we'll switch it to a live account and see how it does. And you can start to look at drawdowns and profit factors, and it really makes a big difference. And we update you once a week as well on what works. So I wanted to give you some things to look for when you're evaluating robots. Hopefully going to save you some time and money. Appreciate you listening to this video. If you have anybody that you think this would be helpful or is maybe addicted to these robots, this might be a good video to send them the link. Again, I appreciate it. Take care.